please welcome in our latest guests, the Coronado Islanders girls water polo team. Surprising that you guys are. Thank you for being on here. Surprising that you guys are willing to be here, given the public outcry over. You finally figured it out after 6 years of working on the gig. You guys sleuthed it out. I only started Prep Insider to slander Coronado High School. That's why I went to journalism school in the first place, was to learn how to get the dirt on you guys and expose it. No, thank you so much for being here. You are also only the second team we've ever had come in complete organized fashion. So credit to whoever cleaned all of these and whoever's mom did all the laundry and got everything.
Amy. Yeah.
Shout out to Amy. Let's go down the line, and can we introduce ourselves, name, grade, and what position you play?
I'm Mary. I'm a senior, and I'm a center.
I'm Kate Carlson. I'm a senior as well, and I'm a center defender.
I'm Paula Martinez. I'm also a senior, and I'm a utility.
I'm Michelle Croteau. I'm also a senior, and I'm the goalie.
I'm Sarah Olson. I'm also a senior, and I'm a utility.
I'm Catherine Wastila. I'm a senior, and I am also a utility player.
I have always a fascination with interviewing goalies, or actually the people around the goalies, because goalies never answer this question honestly. They're the different one, right? They're the crazy one on the team. They're because in water polo you're volunteering to just tread water.
Yeah.
For an hour, and that seems and get hit in the face. Right. So she's the crazy one of the whole group. Yes, I'm not asking to see. That's where I'm asking everyone to let her.
I don't know.
Because goalies think it's normal in all the sports, the lacrosse, water polos. They're just like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is what I signed up for. No, right? We all agree that
I would never do it.
No. I like to consider it damage control.
So how did this wind up? How did you wind up doing, as you say, damage control? How did you choose, hey, I want to do that. Of all the great opportunities to get the glory and the fame, I want to do the damage control instead.
Actually, I got really jealous of Kate.
I used to be our goalie.
Yeah, she used to be the goalie.
I was pretty good.
And and so I just, when I was younger, my coach Katie just kind of was like, you can never be goalie because you swim quickly. And then I wanted to prove her wrong. So then I got in, and then I blocked 3-5 meters, and then she let me be a goalie.
Is it that rewarding when you get a full clean stop on one that it's worth all of, like you said, getting shot in the face? Because you will get sometimes 40 plus shots on goal.
No, I actually enjoy getting hit in the face. It's like an adrenaline rush.
Is she headbutting a ball pregame just in the corner?
She's the weird one.
Her and Coach Hines are there just kind of screaming motivational stuff at each other. Just, have you seen his punching the locker?
No.
Is that kind of pre
all of? I never do.
You guys were there for that, yes?
Yeah.
No,
That was traumatizing.
That was that season that you guys were the managers?
Yeah.
I would like to see that. Yeah, pre-game, you and Coach Hines just smashing stuff, just getting pumped up for it. We'll do that for the playoffs. Deal. You guys are in the last week of the season. How have things gone from your point of view? Because I think water polo at the level that you guys play, that kind of perennial group of open division schools, Carlsbad, Coronado, Bishops, La Jolla, Cathedral, you guys play the most insanely difficult schedule that nobody has, and it'd be the equivalent of a football team in playing all of the biggest teams from every state, all 10 of their games. So I don't know what to make of win-loss records. In your words, though, how has this season gone?
It's definitely a tough schedule. I mean, as you said, we play the hardest teams, and we're kind of known for being one of the hardest teams. So it's you go in with that kind of pressure of playing the hardest teams, and you have to relieve up to the pressure of being one of the hardest teams.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and in addition to anybody being oh yeah, Cathedral and Carlsbad, and those are big name for the San Diego schools, but you go straight into there's Harvard Westlake and there's Redondo Union, and you're do people realize that that's the equivalent of a high school team's on steroids? Everything is the biggest and baddest.
I think that's kind of interesting too with water polo. We'll talk about it at school and stuff, and people don't understand. In California, we're playing the best team.
Okay, so nobody really has a perception of
no one. Bishops is probably one of the best teams, or if not the best, one of the best teams in the state.
And this is one of their better teams that they've ever had.
I
know I caught you guys on a bad moment, and I don't like it anymore. As a La Jolla alumni, I don't like it any more than you guys do, that they are any good. It also doesn't hurt that they're nice people sometimes. It's incredibly hard to hate you. But yeah, I think that it sounds like you guys are at least okay with where you're at going into the playoffs. Is there anything that still needs to get tweaked on that you're focusing for these last couple of days?
Well, I mean, we have a new coach this year, so this is the third coach of all of our high school careers. We've gone through a lot of coaches, us like seniors.
Yes.
And I think so it's been really, like, we really like this new coach, Tim Reed. He's a great coach. He coaches for Shores, which is a great program, which produces majority of that Bishop's team. So it's really great, but I think we had a really tough loss against La Jolla a couple days ago, and we had a really good win against them 2 weeks ago, so we're just kind of coming back from we all had COVID and like having a really hard schedule now that we're adjusting.
You know what? In all of the 5 minutes of us talking about these behemoth schedules, it's like, oh yeah, and there's also a pandemic going on.
Yeah.
And I'm betting collectively all of you are taking at least like 2 or 3 AP classes.
Yeah.
And high school sucks. I forget sometimes that this isn't just a sports show, that this is like the fourth thing down in the relative importance in your life. Let's see. I see Cathedral twice. Any makeup games left in the schedule, or is just Cathedral 2 times?
So we play them twice because they're in our league.
But that's Bishop's one more time. No, I'm looking at what's left in the schedule for you guys.
Just
Bishop's tonight.
Bishop's tonight, and then Cathedral 2 more times.
No, we don't play Cathedral. We've already played them twice. The schedule's a bit messed up. So
that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 more games left this season,
One.
Bishop's and Cathedral, or just Bishop's?
Just Bishop's.
Just Bishop's tonight. All right, so that is it. And then what changes between a regular season and a postseason practice? Is it same attitude, same atmosphere? Do you guys kick it up to a higher notch? Do you go more loosey-goosey for the playoffs?
I think in a playoff, like when you're kind of nearing the end of the season, I think you start to hone in a lot on specifics, like a lot of specific plays, or how are we going to attack this team, like knowing their weaknesses and their strengths. I think a lot in preseason we do a lot of conditioning, and by the time we're at postseason, we're towards our like maximum strength, I would say. So I think it's a lot of just like hyper focused on being sure like what to run, and we know what's coming our way.
Are you guys score watching, trying to figure out who you do and don't want in the playoffs right now? Like what you want that for? Yeah. So may I ask publicly who you want in the first round? Like what seat? Where are you guys hoping to be come playoff selections?
We're hoping to be second and third. I mean, with that tough loss of La Jolla, you kind of give up the game of being second or third. I mean, Carlsbad's a really tough team. We had a tough loss by 1 to them at the beginning of the season. So we're kind of getting that third ranked, but we don't know since we took that loss on Monday. So it's kind of like
it could be in the middle.
Up for grabs.
Yeah. Well, we just don't want to be fourth because we don't want to play Bishops in that. We don't want to get knocked out. Like,
wouldn't fifth be Bishops? Is it?
We're fourth or fifth.
I mean, like we won't.
No, but I'm trying to think who plays who in the first rounds there.
It's 1v8.
One plays 8.
I don't think we'll be at 8. Hopefully we won't be that low. So obviously we don't want 8, but I mean, I think we want to be anywhere but 8 or 4 and 5. So the rest of it, I think we have a good chance against any of these San Diego teams, and we've had good games against all of them.
Our hope is to see Bishops in the finals so that we don't face them off.
To prolong that as long as possible. If I remember it correctly, was it Coronado Carlsbad that was like 6 feet of rain came down in a playoff early
freshman
on?
Year.
That was your guys' freshman year?
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest but also worst experiences I've ever had covering a game. But it was also so cool at the same time because like it kept raining harder and harder and harder. And you're like, this is San Diego. This isn't going to keep going. So for you freshmen, were you actually in the pool or were you poolside? Like, was that one of the worst overall experiences you've had of just sitting there getting rained on?
It was one of the best and worst experiences I've ever had because that was my first and last year playing with my sister. So obviously I had kind of like an emotional connection to that game, but it was also very rough because we lost that game. But I mean, rain really makes the game hard because it makes it louder. And as a goalie, you always have to scream at your players.
And you already can't hear anything from what I've been told.
You can't scream, you can't hear, you can't scream. Like, it's just really hard. You can't really see as much because there's a bunch of splashing in the water, so you can't tell what's a play or what's rain. But that was actually probably my favorite game that I've ever played against Carlsbad that freshman year.
As a freshman on the bench, I had a good time.
Yeah.
We lost. It was a disappointing
Drenched
loss.
parkas.
We were
But we were sitting on the bench.
And you managed to stay dry in that because those parkas are that good, or you're just
Parkas were drenched.
And then we kept snacks. We kept snacks
in our parkas.
all right. This feels like something I need to get a whole what was worth snacking on in the middle of that game? What do you bring out?
We had M&Ms.
She had Skittles.
Yeah.
She had Skittles, and then I had some Ritz crackers. And
As
so
a freshman,
we were like little bench
probably
squad
weren't
freshmen.
gonna play because we had a full lineup of seniors that year, and they were very strong, and they were expected to play them tough, and we usually didn't get to play just because they knew what they were doing. And so we were like, hey, well, let's just stick some snacks in there.
So we were supplied.
Did the Ritz crackers end up backfiring and get soggy, or you stayed?
Yeah.
That feels like something where
that
you're
was
like,
the
you want to
success
go
of
to
the
coach
night.
after the game and be like, Coach, I know we lost, but I just got to let you know I had an excellent
The
night
Ritz.
out there tonight. I kept the Ritz crackers dry. They were enjoyable all the way through. Peanut butter or the cheese ones?
No, the peanut butter ones.
All right, nice,
Those are
nice,
the best.
nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
The better of the two.
Are we still sneaking snacks in now that we're starters? Or have we passed that on to other freshmen that now have to bring the snacks that you want?
We only have like 2 subs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
we're constant
Small
moving.
team.
Yeah.
Small team.
Yeah.
We have one sophomore that I wouldn't be surprised if she had some things hiding in her parka. Kyla, she's pretty crazy. So
Cheetos.
yeah, she would have some
Hot
hot Cheetos on the bench. I wouldn't.
Do
be
you want to
surprised.
encourage her to adopt that
No.
tradition
No.
so that everybody,
She would-
this is a freshman thing from now on, whoever's on varsity.
No one knew about
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I
the
didn't even
first
know
time
about
it's
it,
been
and I
aired.
was sitting next to you.
Oh, so we're airing all of
Yeah.
the deep dark secrets as to how you've reached the point. How'd you guys decide on this look? Because this is cool, but I don't know what this like. You don't wear you only wear this game days? You wear like
This is our
No,
senior
this is our
outfit.
senior
outfit.
outfits. Okay.
So our freshman year, all the seniors, when we were in 8th grade, all the seniors had these, and we all thought they were really cool. So when we were freshmen, we were like, okay, our senior year, we're going to do it. So we all came together and decided to do it this year.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
our first time.
Wait, like you just got them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh,
Shout
very
out to
cool.
Amy.
Yeah.
Very cool. So this will just be now you guys look like your own little cult on campus.
Yeah. We're gonna be on campus. You'll be able to spot us because
Yeah.
we're seeing really well.
That's good. You want that. You want
Yes.
brand visibility and recognition. How many of you do swim? Everybody does swim. Well, because I was curious, and I don't need to take a huge divergent, but you guys were talking about being in your best shape and best conditioning. I'm curious how much more of an advantage you guys get versus guys water polo players in terms of coming out of season straight into season versus them being, hitting that peak form and then having what 4 months off. Do you feel like that gives you guys an advantage,
I do. I definitely do.
or
especially-
are you burnt out and tired and want time off?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of
Swim
both.
season is so much fun. Like, we have such a great group with our swim coach. Our swim coach is so much fun. He's just a really great guy. And the energy and, the atmosphere we have at swim is really fun, too. And I think he kind of recognizes that as polo players, we're kind of coming out of our season. And so while we are in better shape, he does realize that, we just did have
You need to not be relied upon for the first couple of swim meets to
Yeah.
get out there and do all
and
of
he
the
does
taxing working.
recognize that, he knows that we just came out of our season. He's just a really
Although
great
swim, I guess, largely is as long as you swim your best meet at the end of the season,
Yeah.
who cares how you got there?
Right,
Yeah.
And I think honestly, if I didn't
That's
have
not
water
stressful.
polo right before, I would be. And I last year with COVID, swim was first, and that was a struggle. That was a rough swim season.
Weren't they at the same time, or was swim first?
Swim and then water polo.
Time makes no more sense to me the last 2 years. I've given up on being like, oh, so you're a senior? That means what?
It's still sophomore in my brain.
Yeah.
I think also it just kind of depends. On how you mentally prepare for swim season, because I don't do a lot of swim sets at all as a goalie, and the start of swim season is really
Yeah, I guess your
really
sport
rough.
goes from vertical to more horizontal
Yeah,
finally.
exactly.
But
But
still
towards the
practice.
end of swim season, if you keep up with it and you actually try hard at swim meets and stuff, you get in shape really fast, and you end up going a lot faster than you think you can. So I think it's I don't know. I mean, I think the boys can do it. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't asking you guys versus the boys. I'm just curious. It's more of does the physical pay off, or do you want the mental break? Because of
Personally,
having
It is a
that,
mental
yeah.
break.
When season ends, I'm over it. I want
Yeah.
to take a break. So coming back to swim season has always been a struggle for me.
Because I think a lot of
But,
athletes will be like, yeah, I'd love to be in shape, but then they
Yeah.
don't
But
realize
then
that
I'm
High
especially for if
intensity
you're going to go
level.
open division level stress all season.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't really have a stretch of tomato can games where you're like, haha, we won all those games by 20
Yeah.
goals. That was dope.
Yeah.
You said your sister played.
Yes.
What position?
Center. She's the opposite of me.
Okay, so now that if you guys both senior year, 1-on-1.
Like my sister and I?
Yes, your sister's
Okay.
trying to score on you,
Okay.
and you're trying to stop your sister. Out of 10 shots,
I'll block about 7 or 8.
so you're the better water polo player.
Yes.
I don't like to compare because it's comparing apples to oranges. But my sister and I do practice a lot together. And during like COVID, when we didn't really we'd go to like my uncle's house and get in the pool, and she'd like just shoot on me without a cage. It's just like block. But I don't know. She's really good.
That's
like
a really
she's
polite
she's
way of
at
saying yes.
well she's at.
That's
I mean, she's at SDSU. She plays D1 water polo, so she's pretty good.
okay, so I'm not saying her now. I'm saying both you guys at senior year of high
Oh
school.
yeah, no, definitely me.
There we go. There we go. But stuck the landing on that. You took 45
No hate,
seconds
Danny,
to
no
do what
hate.
should have taken 6 seconds of just saying yes. Even if the answer isn't yes, people just want to hear that on a podcast.
Yeah.
They just want the goodness of
I
that.
want the confidence.
Is school back to normal, or because I know Omicron has had some schools going somewhat distance. Are you guys? Is the end of senior year going to be a prom and all of the normal stuff again?
I think school from back. Gosh, I'm stumbling over my words. Coming back from a COVID year where we were solely online, I honestly feel like this is like really great for us because we are in person despite having masks. I mean, that's really.
You're just like whatever, like fine, let's just.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be at school, like especially just to have this senior year, kind of one last hurrah before we all go our separate ways. I'm really grateful. I think COVID, like for a while, right after winter break, the classrooms were pretty empty. You could tell that a couple students were definitely out sick, but our school's done a really good job of being sure to have like lots of resources for the kids who are out sick. So I think that we're doing a pretty good job, and I think we are staying open. So
Yeah.
Good, that's
Hopefully,
awesome. I felt really bad for all the kids that didn't get the last bit of senior year, just being able to be lazy post AP test
super
and
grateful that we
be
are
apathetic as hell and never care.
Yeah.
For you guys as a senior class, I always like to ask seniors, what is the legacy that you hope to leave as a class? I know that that's a loaded question, and I don't need a 5,000-word essay on it, but just what are some general things that now that your senior year is coming to an end, you hope that the younger generations of Coronado water polo takes away from what you guys did over your 4 years?
I hope that they follow. This is like kind of general and not really philosophical, but I hope that they continue to dress as a team on game days.
Yes.
I think that's important. Like I think
Okay, what are we talking about
showing
here?
that team. Well,
Just like dress up nice or dress
we have
match?
we have
Okay.
our merch.
Yeah, we have
that
like a
wear.
specific like outfit that we wear on game day. It's like it's our jacket, our t-shirt, and our black pants.
Is this on the Instagram? Where can I track
is.
down
It is on
this
the
look?
Instagram.
Those are
You gotta
there
dig
should
through
be
the
like a
Instagram.
team
Yeah.
picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
Our
but
Instagram's pretty great.
I also
Yeah.
hope
And
we-
I hope they
we-
keep the like going out to team lunches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a lot of team unity, and I hope it keeps like getting pushed.
Yeah, that's one thing that I hope.
Yeah.
I think our senior class and our team right now, I'd say we're a pretty close team, and I think that the seniors before us were pretty close.
Yeah.
So I think that hoping like being able to keep that. Oh yeah, that's classic.
Next question.
Our Instagram, best run Instagram in San Diego.
It's the best Instagram
What I
in San
hope
Diego.
is I
Yeah.
hope they keep the
Mr.
legacy of the Instagram going.
Dale.
A couple of us had just gone to actually.
No, yeah.
Almost all of us.
Almost the
went to-
entire
gone to the
Coronado
Pitbull.
girls water polo team attended.
Was that Pitbull?
Is Pitbull the jam? Like,
Pitbull's like our mascot.
does anybody sing Pitbull particularly
Yeah.
before a game?
Mr. 305. I'll be like, set the roof on fire until we can boogie boogie boogie. It's ski ski. Let's set the roof on fire. That's it.
You're getting there. You're getting there. I think you probably do it normally without all the laughter
Yeah.
mixed
Yeah.
in there,
I
but
can do it better like in my private room, like
with nobody
Yeah.
looking. And
in the mirror by myself.
Mr. 619, not
Yeah.
305.
I don't know what it is about water polo as like just the people that are attracted to it and play it, but the funniest social media team run accounts
Yeah.
across the board, water polo accounts.
Bishop's
Ours
is close by.
specifically.
Yeah, Bishop's
You
team.
guys,
and then-
Canyon Crest used to, up until like 2 or 3 years ago, they fell off, but the Canyon Crest ones were very, very mean and funny and would find other people's accounts from opposing teams and just post their worst possible photo of them going up to pregame and just some funny stuff.
Don't give anybody any ideas.
I saw the chaos and anarchy in their eyes, and I thought I'd just throw that idea out there. So yeah, I enjoy that you are upholding that legacy. And yes, plug where people can go find. What is it? It's
Islander Girls WWP on Instagram. Make sure to follow.
We're trying to get
Is this the primary one? Do you guys create like team TikToks accounts, or is that more that's more of an individual? I'm 30. I'm trying to figure it out. I know. I'm sorry.
And we're just on that.
Yes.
We're really trying
go
to
for it.
Celsius, please sponsor us.
We drink about 4 Celsius per game.
Don't just say Celsius, but give them the full. Give them a 15-second elevator
At
pitch.
Celsius Official, you fuel our games. Without you, Dunzo.
We want a commercial.
We drink about 4 Celsius a day each. Instead of water bottles on the line during practice, it's all Celsius. So
our coach is very anti our Celsius too. He recently has started throwing water polo balls at them, so we've had Celsius exploding.
So if you win a CIF championship, he's getting doused in Celsius.
Oh
yeah. So Celsius, please provide us with
just
Celsius
enough to fill a large gauge. Deal. There you go. The power of the internet. We make that happen. Really appreciate you guys being in with us. I think that the last thing is, I always just like to ask teams is there a specific saying this year, a hashtag, and anything that's like the team motto or vibe?
We can say it.
Well, here we can turn off all the. We'll turn off all the. I'll say this.
And we're back.
We're back.
If you're good enough at lip reading, I'm sorry. You are all very dirty, horrible people. And I will need to bleach this studio after you have left. So I will close this out by saying thank you for coming. And Febreze, if you would like to sponsor this podcast, I need to come clean up those microphones. Thank you guys. And Celsius. Yeah, no, Febreze is cleaning up your mess. Celsius can go with you guys if Celsius wants to get down in the muck and the filth of your internet corners that you guys hang out in. Thank you so much for being on with us, and best of luck in the playoffs, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.